Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, March the 31st. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far, or you guys are doing well. Now, this Oracle deck that I usually use, I always talk about this deck. It's a little 50-50. Sometimes the messages are really good. Sometimes they're a little bit meh. But, let's see what shows up. This is the Story Oracle deck. So take what resonates with you whenever you see this. But this deck is to help those who are, into creative writing and finding inspiration. So let's see what shows up in the energy, okay? So Spirit, Universe, Guides, okay, what do you have for the collective at this time? Divine and Source, what can you tell the collective for March 31st? Or whenever they see these messages or see the video in general. Always protect and guide the collective whenever they see these videos or messages. And always give them the clarity that they need to know for today, okay? So there's something about celebrations that are very significant. You guys could be celebrating something new. Now, like I said, there's something about, us leaving, excuse me, us leaving, March. It is the ending of March. It is the last day. April is also showing up. So there's something about celebrations, maybe birthdays could be very significant because we are moving into a new month, even though it is in Aries season. So that could be significant. If not, this could be celebrating something new. Maybe you guys are planning something to, make something to celebrate for, or, just celebrating yourself in general. Like, even if you don't have anywhere to go, or say you're not going out like that, it's not you partying. There's something about you celebrating yourself more and basically how far you've come, or like the accomplishments you've made throughout your journey or throughout your life, right? So take what resonates with that. There is something about injustice. So yeah, there could be something about celebrations and injustice. Now, take what resonates with that. There could have been a situation where maybe people were celebrating about your energy, whether you're no longer in that energy or not. And there could have been something that could have happened to you that was unjust, okay? So when it comes to celebrations and you celebrating something new, something could have also happened that was injustice to you, okay? So there's something about maybe the wheel turning, or there's something about somebody celebrating something too fast. It may not be your energy, but it's almost like, how can I say this without being negative? Because I always talk about positive and negative energy, but trying to transmute that into a positive. So it's almost like, say, for example, people in your energy try to basically tear you down or try to knock you down because you're somebody who's very celebratory, like you're very happy, you're very go-lucky, you're very, good at manifesting and things like that. Or say that you were getting ready to, start something new or celebrate something new. You could have had people in your energy who were trying to stop your manifestations, in a sense of like stopping your celebrations or stopping you from, celebrating something new or being able to celebrate, this new abundance or new joy that you've had. So it's almost giving like people being haters almost in your energy. Now, this is not right now. This could have already happened, right? But because we are closing out this month and we are getting closer to the full moon in Libra and Scorpio, there's something about the energy where there was some injustice that was done to you. And maybe people were celebrating a little bit too quickly, but karma works in mysterious ways, right? So yeah, we have fury, okay? So when it comes to celebrations and injustice, there's something about tornadoes, okay? Fury, winds picking up. So there's something about that where somebody could be very furious at this time. Now, if you have fury in your energy, that could be significant. It's almost like, maybe you're learning to control that. Now, if this is not you, you could be dealing with people in your energy who have a lot of fury in them. And that could be also causing a lot of injustice that, you could be celebratory, dealing with injustice, and then it's almost like this fury of maybe being frustrated, or you being frustrated with people, right? Because you realize that people always bring their chaos, or they bring their tornado of a mess. Okay, so it may not resonate for everybody, but this could be very specific for somebody when it comes to dealing with other people and realizing that other people are chaotic, okay, and they bring a lot of injustice into your energy that are very chaotic. So take what resonates with that too. Yeah, mastermind, right? There's something about you creating something new or building something new. And like I said, when it comes to injustice, there's something about the wheel turning. So if you were planning and creating something new, or there's something about, you know, weaving and webbing something, there's something about people maybe in your energy being furious about what you're creating, or there's something about fury when it comes to, you know, people thinking that maybe you have a mastermind, or if people who think that they can, you know, get one up over you, they may think that, you know, you're always, why are you always, you know, 10 steps ahead? It's because you plan, right? So there could be someone in your energy that has a lot of fury when it comes to you because you don't tolerate their crap. You do not accept, okay, their behavior or what they do or what they say, because a lot of times people feel like because they have maybe more money or more status or more, you know, authority in a sense, they think it's okay to say and do the things that they do, right? But you are somebody who's always 10 steps ahead, and that may bother other people. It's like you're always planning for your next step. So it may show up like you are a mastermind, even though you're not trying to be. But you see things from all different perspectives, even if you don't say it or even if you don't mention it, okay? But yeah, fresh start. Like I said, there's something about you planning because, again, when it comes to injustice and fury and mastermind, it's almost like even people who think like they can do whatever they want in your energy and not receive the repercussions of it. There's something about you starting something new, having a fresh start when it comes to your life or when it comes to you moving forward. Okay, discovery. Okay, some of you guys are discovering who you are. So like I said, when it comes to past energy, like I said, you guys could have been with people who you thought that you could celebrate with, coming to find out that you were not able to. Okay, guardian energy too. There's something about being a protector. Okay, lion energy and strength. So even when you were trying to celebrate during the situation, it's like you received this injustice, but you showed up as someone with strength and showed up as the guardian and showed up as someone who's a protector. So Leo energy is very significant when it comes to this. Like I said, when it comes to injustice, even if you don't have Leo placements, there's something about the injustice that you dealt with. You're still showing up as someone who's very strong. Okay, so there's something about, you know, just because you're not running around crying, you know, with your hands in the air and saying, oh me, oh my, and, you know, woe is me, like how other people are always doing that. There's something about your energy where you could be celebrated because of how strong you are or how strong you show up, no matter what injustice you deal with. It's always like you guys always have a reason to step forward or move forward, and this could be really hard for other people to accept, where say for example you were done wrong. It's like a lot of people will accept that and say, oh my god, I was done wrong, let me accept this person's bad behavior and let them do it to me over and over and over again. You say no. When it comes to injustice, that is where you show up as strong. You have very strong boundaries, and once somebody does something to you, you will not allow them to come back in your energy to do that again. Okay? Because a lot of times people are just wasting people's times, and a lot of times people don't realize that when you go out of your way to do something to somebody just to get a reaction out of them, or just to be spiteful, or just to be petty or passive aggressive, or, you know, things like that, instead of learning from your mistakes and learning from that situation, it's almost like you guys could have dealt with people who, it's like they're always sweeping things under the rug. Okay, always going out, always drinking, always having a good time. You know, they have all the time and the energy to be doing all of that, but then they don't even have time to sit within themselves and see if they are actually the problem in other people's lives. You know, we can sit down with ourselves and say, did I really do that, or did I do something wrong? And literally nitpick at that. And you have some people who just go, well, okay, and they move on. and or they apologize and then they keep doing the same thing over and over again. So you guys are done with that. It's like you are showing up with strength and you are over that. You're done dealing with people, places, and things that want to, you know, try and mess with your energy or mess with you. Okay, you guys are starting something new. Yeah, victory. Okay, it's like you guys are receiving victory throughout all the chaos, all the obstacles, all the challenges that everybody had tried to put you through. You guys are receiving some type of victory for the injustice that you guys had to deal with. Okay, so trophies could be very significant, achievements, okay, things like that. Celebrations for your victory could be very significant, but there is somebody that could be very furious because it's almost like no matter what you go through or no matter what you have to deal with, you're victorious no matter what. This person could be very negative, like they could be very negative or low vibrational, or they may have an anger problem or try to mask it like they're, you know, like everything is okay, but it's not. Right? So yeah, there's something about fork in the road, okay? There's something about you putting a fork in the road when it comes to a situation. You know, separating paths, going your separate ways is significant, like I said, when it comes to fury. So like I said, there could be something about you taking a separate path from somebody else. Okay, the color red and blue is significant too when it comes to energies. So even that too, it's like you could be taking a separate path from somebody else who was wanting you to be on the path that they tried to put you in when it comes to injustice. This could be about work. Okay, so yeah, there's something about... Sorry guys, I just did the fire alarm, so I do apologize if you guys heard that. I will pause the video here and there if I have to, if I do hear the sound. But yeah, there's something about a fork in the road when it comes to work. Okay, dealing with, you know, past situations, whether this was a work situation or not. But there is something about victory and having like to deal with some type of fork in the road when it comes to you and the way that your mind works. That could be significant too. It's like you have a mastermind and how your mind works, how you show up. And because of the way that you're able to show up and work, you're able to create fresh starts for yourself, whether this is you creating your own fresh start or this is other people coming into your energy to help you create a fresh start because they can see how hard you work, okay? That could be significant too. Like I said, when it comes to injustice, there's something about the truth coming out when it comes to a fork in the road situation. So if there was a situation where you were basically called out in the wrong and you didn't deserve what you went through, there's something about you receiving something new because you guys stood on your integrity or because of the fact that you guys stood on business. Okay, so yeah, it says all uphill from here. Okay, you guys are moving on up. Okay, moving on up could be very significant, especially that show. You know, take what resonates with that. Okay, we have all according to plan. So everything that you've dealt with was all according to the plan. Okay, rainbows are very significant. Okay, when it comes to joy and happiness and, you know, finding color in your life, finding the colors of life. Okay, being more colorful. Sorry guys, yeah, being more colorful when it comes to your life as well. Okay, also when it comes to the clock is ticking. So again, when it comes to all according to plan and the clock is ticking, you may feel like the clock is ticking, but everything is actually going according to plan. Okay, there's something about divine timing and trusting that could also be very significant for, you know, some of you guys as well, right? So take what resonates in that sense. But even if you feel like life is not going the way it's supposed to or life is moving really quickly, just know that things are moving according to plan, the way it's supposed to. All right, guys, so let's see what else shows up. Yeah, it's something about great depths, okay? There's something about you going into great depths when it comes to you going uphill, you guys moving up, you guys moving forward. Even when it comes to the energy of you being able to like succeed in your day-to-day, you know, life, okay? There's something about you receiving some type of spark. So this is like trailblazing energy, okay? Being able to trailblaze no matter what. Moving on up is also significant. So like I said, if you were dealing with people, places, and things where people were trying to make you feel like, you know, it's like almost like being able to get so close to what it is you desire and someone trying to take that away from you or trying to like slide that from underneath your feet, right? So this could have been like a boss or a CEO, a manager, or somebody with authority, like somebody who felt like they really had more power over you, even though they really don't. But for some reason, because of their title, whatever title they had, this could be a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, a workplace, whatever it is, it's almost like they felt like they could control how you move up in your life, and nobody controls your life but you. So if you mess up something, then you'll take accountability and say, I messed it up, but it is what it is. You know, moving up could be very significant. I'm going to get one more. Ooh. Yeah, so love, okay, moving on up when it comes to love, okay, having a spark when it comes to doing things that you love, celebrations, it's almost like everything is coming back full circle. So it's almost like in the beginning when you were celebrating something new, it didn't work out the way that it was supposed to because there was some type of injustice. There's something about everything coming back full circle where you were doing something that you actually love doing versus something that you had to do. Okay, and that could be anything. That could be dealing with people, places, family, friends, whatever. But you guys are moving away from, whatever energy this was. It's like you had to go through whatever injustice it was just so that you could discover who you truly were and being able to move into that energy freely, okay, without any judgment or having people in your energy that would pretend to support you, but they really don't support you. And that could be also significant too. Like, even if you don't talk to certain people anymore, you may have people in your energy who support you. And it's not to say that people are nosy like that, but people could also be reporting back to other people what it is that you do. Now, some of you may not care about this, but the reason why I'm saying this is because it's good to have discernment about who and what you have in your energy and who and what you allow in your energy when it comes to people, places, and things. Okay, so even when it comes to family, like if you feel like you're uncomfortable or you feel like you don't resonate, nothing is wrong with distancing yourself. Like, I don't understand why people feel so called to think that you are supposed to be in their life forever. Not every connection that you have is supposed to last forever. Some are for a season and some are for a reason. Okay, so there's something about that when it comes to love. Okay, trusting is very significant. Trusting that you guys are moving forward when it comes to matters of the heart and choosing peace and love when it comes to your situation. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be giving peace and love to people in your past. That doesn't mean that. That just means that you're learning to have boundaries and you're learning to protect your energy and protect yourself, okay, when it comes to dealing with certain things and choosing yourself as well, okay? But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Please take what resonates with you guys whenever you see this message or video. And again, thank you guys for the love and the support. Okay, when it comes to my channel, you guys can check out my YouTube or my TikTok, and my website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can book a reading or check out my blog. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.